You are the real OG. Take your flowers. Have you been able to order from Temu yet? Have you? Just launched something. I was so stuck. I felt that it was a problem, really, because I had to ask people who are shopped. That's the things that are shopped. I had to be sure to ask, am I running too fast? Am I slow? What am I actually doing? What am I? Calm down. There is time for everything. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Jenny's Journal, and on this page of the journal, we're going to be discussing about a lot of things. Meanwhile, if you are new on this channel, you are so welcome. You're going to have a great time here. If you are a returning subscriber, you are the real OG. Take your flowers. I want to ask, have you been able to order from Temu yet? Have you? It took me forever to trust Temu. For crying out loud, this is not an advertisement for Temu or anything, but I just, hopped on to other things from Temu because I wanted to get some things for my launch. Yeah, just launched something. It's the Starter Pack Productivity Bundle, actually. You know my business, Evergreen Citadel. Yeah, so we just launched the Starter Pack Productivity Bundle that is geared towards helping people to kill procrastination, helping you with time management, and giving you clarity and direction, when it concerns planning and goal setting. So for every young person that feels overwhelmed, stuck or whatever, this is a system that will help you overcome, because it's like a story for me. I was such a person who did not know anything about planning, and I was so stuck. I felt that it was a problem, really, because days, years passed by and there was no reasonable progress, right, in my life. I'm coming to a place where I was able to come up with this journal. It's called the Thrive Journal, which is going to be part of the entire, productivity system or bundle that I've just launched. It was really a blessing. It was like a breakthrough. In here, you get to plan. You have daily planning, monthly planning, weekly planning, just to help you. And you also have places where you can fill in things. So this is my actively using mine. Okay, so yeah, that's what I just launched, and I decided to go to Temu to get some packaging items. Oh, I can't wait. Jeez, it took me a long time to trust Temu. I had to ask people who are shopped. That's the things that are shopped. I had to be sure to ask. So let me know if you've shopped. And I think I want to get something else from Temu, and that is a plant. I need a plant in my background, don't you think so? To give it some, aesthetic stuff. Let's go down to why this video is up to date. I woke up this morning feeling, there are days you wake up in the morning and you're like, what's happening? Why is same? And I've not had this feeling for a long time, funny enough. I woke up in a very calm, quiet state, and I was just thinking, am I running too fast? Am I slow? What am I actually doing? Because that's how I am. I'm just result goal driven. I'm always trying to do something. Something should be in your to-do list. Something should be planned. Coming to this point where I launched my, my bundle, the Starter Pack Productivity Bundle. It's been pretty exciting because people are hopping into the movement. And yeah, if you want to get a bundle, I'm going to attach the link in my description for you to get it. You absolutely need to. This is the second half of the year. It's July, guys, and we need to run. We really need to run. We need to get hold of everything the Lord has planned and orchestrated for us the second half. Yesterday, 1st of July, I got to, write out the things I plan to do in July. But when you have not meditated, there's something about planning and sitting on the plans and looking at them over and over for the second half of the year. I've done that, but I hadn't done the meditating part yet. Waking up this morning, I'm like, what am I doing? Well, what are the plans and goals? And I felt, am I slow? Am I fast? Are the things I'm supposed to be doing? Is this enough? And all these questions. I hopped into prayer and hopped into Bible study, guys. And the Lord really showed me something. I want to share this with you because I believe it's for someone. I'm serious. I believe it's for someone. It's to help you in the second half of the year. To know that you're not alone, right? That's not the message though, but then it's for you. So listen till the end. It's for you. So I'm just going to go very quickly. That is in the book of Ecclesiastes. It was like a journey. The Lord was taking me through a journey. I started from Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I had read 1 and 2 yesterday. So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 4. It started by a time for everything, right? That place of there's a time for this, a time for that. For those who don't know, let me tell you. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. Okay, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to heal, a time to kill, a time to tear down, a time to build, and a time for everything, right from till verse 8 that says a time for war, a time for peace. So this just brought me to a place where I'm like, there's time for everything. In this time, he has brought me into a place of this. As I sense in this season where I am in right now, since last week, the Lord was speaking to me very serious, like this is the season for this thing, right? So, and the funny thing is, I was listening to one podcast and I was like, this is the exact same message, just a reinforcement of that message. So the Lord reminded me of that thing, like this is the season for this thing. So this is time for this thing. Let me take you through this journey. Join me, guys. So now the next part is coming to an understanding and agreement. Okay, there is time for everything. It's bringing you to a place of what? Calm down. There is time for everything. Calm down. Okay, this is what I wrote in my notebook. There is time for everything. Make no unnecessary haste for things that are not worth it. Because if you go through the book of Ecclesiastes, was all about, in the beginning part of Ecclesiastes, that everything is worthless. Life is worthless. But he's not trying to say life is worthless per se. He was just trying to say that people live and people die. There's even a place he said animals, and that what is life if animals and human beings have the same end? That is, they are, they came from dust and they're going to go back to dust. And then he said something that really stood out for me. Verse 15 says, whatever has already been and what will be has been before. God will call the past into account, right? So he's trying to say that in this life, just live to please the Lord, like live to do the right things, live to be righteous, because the time will come when judgment is going to come and all that. So it just brought me to a place of there's no need to make haste over things that are not worthless, over the things of the earth that will pass away, right? Why won't I live my life steadily, following God's word, listening to him, and doing the right things here on earth? Till that time, when that time comes, then I'm able to give account of what I did here on earth the right way. I'm not rushing to anywhere, so let me take my time, right? That's the first part of this message. Then I move to the next part of the message that says, live well, because judgment awaits, And then it's not even about judgment part. Guys, I don't know why when we say judgment, they're always very scared. Please don't be scared. Like, it's just a time for accounting. In Ecclesiastes 2, he says, I saw that wisdom is better than folly, just as light is better than darkness, right? So it says, even though in this life a wise man and a foolish man die the same way, but wisdom is still better than foolishness. Choose wisdom. So choose to live the right way.